Cut through the jargon, what is going to happen is that you are in some cases going to force councils to build in parts of the country where they might not want to, and they believe that local people don't all want to be building. So I'll ask you again, why do you think you and Keir Starmer, as a matter of principle, know better than people in local areas?
In order to stop these developments being stuck in the system, and we're determined to deliver that.
One of those, and we'll hear more detail on it this week, but you are going to grab some power from local councils so that planning applications can be, in some cases, waved through, in some places just speeded up. But why do you think that you and Keir Starmer, sitting in Westminster, know better than local councillors on the ground?
Well, first of all, we consulted back when we were elected in July. I started a consultation on the National Planning Policy Framework.
Angela Rayner's housing plan was supposed to be bold, confident, and the answer to Britain's housing crisis. Instead, it turned into a televised political disaster. An interview that started as a sales pitch quickly spiraled into a grilling. That exposed hypocrisy, broken promises, and a Labour Party in serious trouble. On Laura Kuenssberg's show, Rayner was pressed on the most controversial part of her plan, removing powers from local councils to block housing developments. Kuenssberg's question cut straight to the point. Why should you and Keir Starmer in Westminster know better than the people who actually live in these areas? Rayner tried to frame it as streamlining the process, claiming it was necessary to hit housing targets, but Kuenssberg countered, calling it what it looks like, forcing councils to build where locals say no. It wasn't just the interviewer who had doubts. Even within Labour, senior figures have privately questioned whether the plan is workable. They point out that stripping local powers undermines a core democratic principle that local people, through their councils, decide what gets built in their own communities. Then came the moment that shifted the entire tone. Kuenssberg pulled out a 2017 photo, Rayner herself campaigning against a housing project in her own constituency. In other words, back then, she was the local blocker. Now she's attacking others for doing exactly what she once did. That revelation undercut her credibility in seconds. The clash was no longer just about policy. It was about political hypocrisy. Rayner's promise to deliver 1.5 million new homes by 2029 sounds ambitious, but the maths is brutal. To hit that target, Britain would need to build over 1,000 homes every single day. That's faster than the planning system can even approve projects. And thousands of already approved developments are still untouched. Reports suggest Labour may even delay local elections in some areas to avoid humiliation. Polls show rising support for the Conservatives' Reform UK, and the Lib Dems, meaning Labour's political footing, is already shaky. By the end of the interview, Rayner's answers were vague, repetitive, and defensive. Kuenssberg had stripped away the talking points, leaving contradictions and unanswered questions. For Labour, this was more than a bad PR moment. It was a warning sign. And for Angela Rayner, it might be the start of the political storm she can't talk her way out of.